So I cannot tell you how many times I've heard this. Change your thoughts, change your mind, change your life. So you wake up bright and early and you're saying to yourself affirmations. I am confident. I believe in my skills and talents. I am capable. And then you show up to work, you're so excited because you're going to have a confident day. And the first person you see says to you, "Why are you wearing so much makeup today?" And you go into a fight or flight response, you fawn and you shy away, feel completely in low self-esteem, or you go into an oversharing and tell them all about why you're wearing too much makeup today. And then later you completely regret it and you're like, wow, what the heck, right? Here's the truth. Confidence isn't a feeling you hope will stick throughout the day. It's a skill that is the ability to choose your mood deliberately. So when they said that comment about your makeup, or maybe you tripped and fell and felt embarrassed, instead of your confidence vanishing, true confidence is when you can lock in right there and still be confident about yourself and who you are despite what just happened. And look, I believe in affirmations. Sometimes affirmations can really help. I do affirmations. But true confidence is what happens when your nervous system is calm enough to observe, trust what you see, and respond with clarity no matter what is thrown at you. So instead of feeling like, oh, why did I wear so much makeup today to work? That's such a silly thing. You'll think, wow, I'm so proud of myself that I got up early and took such great care of getting ready for work today. And I'm going to still respond kindly to this comment because I know people have moods. And so maybe you brush it off, but you don't abandon yourself, you don't talk bad about yourself. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact system I use to do that. I'm going to go over why confidence built on hype always collapses, how history's most self-confident figures use strategy instead of self-talk, and the psychology of trauma and how one comment can completely collapse our confidence and hijack your entire nervous system. This is the exact system that helped me stop spiraling when I was criticized, show up more confident and independent in work and in relationships, and start walking into every situation calm, clear, and unshakable. Look, I've done over 15 years of studying trauma. I've read over 500 books on the subject. I've survived coercive control, struggled with codependency, panic attacks that lasted 8 hours. I used to be plagued by self-doubt. I exhausted my friends by constantly asking them, what should I say in this text? Because I was not confident enough to send a text message. I know what it's like to want confidence so badly, but feel like it vanishes every time you get slightly triggered. So if you've done the work, but you still collapse under pressure, that's not because you're weak. That's because you've been taught the wrong model of confidence. I'm Mackenzie. I help empaths, people pleasers, and trauma survivors learn to communicate with calm authority. If that's you and you want more free content, hit subscribe and grab my free mini course in the link below, the 5 scripts every overwhelmed communicator needs to keep their power. So here's the psychology. When you've lived through trauma, your nervous system becomes hypervigilant. You're scanning for danger, often without knowing it. So when Jane makes a comment about your makeup, your body doesn't say, no big deal. Even if that's how you think it is not a big deal. Your body says threat. Your heart races, your face flushes, and you collapse. Because your nervous system is no longer confident to choose your response. Your mind has gone blank in survival mode. This is why affirmations alone don't work. There's more to it than just affirmations. Having confidence is a lot more work than that. Affirmations live in your thinking brain, but confidence has to live in your body. Affirmations can be beautiful reminders, but if you've been through trauma, you've got old survival patterns living all inside you. And that trauma gunk will override everything happening unless your nervous system is calm enough to be in an observing state, observing what's happening and responding, not just reacting in survival mode. So what is real confidence? It's not hype. It's not pretending you don't care what anyone thinks. Real confidence is having the freedom to choose your mood in the moment, to live the life you want to live moment by moment, because you're always choosing how you're feeling about everything happening around you in this world that can be so crazy. You observe, you trust what you have observed, and then you act. Confident people are acting from who they really are because they have a calm nervous system and have access to all of who they really are. Someone in survival has less and less access to who they really are. So instead of knowing, I value makeup, they might think maybe I shouldn't value makeup, have that lack of confidence, and then talk bad about themselves, say, I'm so stupid for wearing makeup, what a dumb idea, what a weird idea to wear makeup to work, even though who they are truly has so much fun doing makeup, enjoys it, that's who they are. But in survival, they abandon that to try to maintain their relationship to survive, because in survival, we want to connect with other humans to stay alive, to have community. But someone who's confident is not afraid to lose a relationship if it means staying true to themselves. And for all of us, really, life is about this unwinding to be who we really are, to react from who we really are, and not be so wound up in trauma. But it's much more intense for people who've been through a lot of trauma. They might not even have a glimpse of who they are, and therefore not know how to not talk bad about themselves, not have self-doubt, not have confidence, because they don't even see a glimmer to hang on to. So that's where you want to get to first. From there, you can grow and apply that same skill to other areas of your life. Being confident about your exercise routine, the foods you eat, once you're confident about your makeup. So 48 Laws of Power is a great book that outlines how to be confident. So let's look at an example. Law number 4, always say less than necessary. Abraham Lincoln built confidence not by debating every insult, but by choosing silence. He believed in taking the higher road, and so while it took emotional constraint, he did take the higher road. When he was insulted, he wrote back letters to the people that insulted him, telling them all why he was right, but he never sent those letters. He practiced emotional regulation, controlling his state so he didn't get pulled into the drama. He believed he could be a leader who could have success without stooping to the level of people insulting him. And so although he was emotionally reactive to these insults, as a normal person would be, he restrained himself, and he did end up succeeding to become the leader that he believed he could be. He became an example for hundreds of years for future leaders. Law number 33 is discover each man's thumbscrew. Napoleon did this whenever people were upset with him. He just observed, what is it that they were wanting to get? What was it that was motivating them? And he saw many of them had their own projections and were just projecting onto him. He maintained his confidence and did not have self-doubt. When we have a calm nervous system, we can separate out people's projections from what's really true about us. So when someone comments on our makeup, we can see that maybe they're just not feeling good about themselves or not feeling good about their day. And so that's why they're coming to us with this mean comment. We can respond from who we want to be. Law number 34 is be royal in your own fashion. Queen Elizabeth I was pressured to marry, but she branded herself as the Virgin Queen because that was the vision she saw for herself. That's what she believed in, and she went after it. She didn't have self-doubt. She knew who she was from inside, and she didn't waver. Law number 9, win through your actions, never argument. Julius Caesar didn't feel confident crossing the Rubicon. It was a risky move and a high likelihood he could fail. He observed the political climate, everything going on, filtered it through his beliefs, trusted his read, and took decisive action. This is just the same as taking your read on this person telling you that you're wearing too much makeup and deciding how you will respond. Survival mode has you stuck in reactivity. They say this, you immediately say that. Real confidence comes from breaking free from survival and choosing your mood after truly observing and choosing how you want to respond with presence instead of protection or fear. Confidence isn't walking out the door saying, I hope I feel good today. Confidence is no matter what comes at me today, I will step into the moment. I will put in the effort to choose my mood. I will take everything around me into account and be calm, clear, present, and strategic about my beliefs and what I want to create in the world. Every time you really dig in to observe what's happening, trust how you feel and how you want to respond, and act on that, you build proof that you can handle it. And that proof, not hype, becomes the foundation of unshakable confidence. If this speaks to you and you want more free content, hit subscribe and click the link below to get my free mini course, The 5 Scripts Every Overwhelmed Communicator Needs to Keep Their Power. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time, guys.